What if I told you that some of the absolute best builders on the planet, the most effective structural engineers and climate allies we have, aren't even human? Seriously? They literally live right beneath our feet, totally out of sight, just quietly maintaining the entire foundation of our ecosystems.
So let's just dive right in. Welcome to today's explainer. We are going to completely flip how you look at earthworms today. We're talking about shifting from seeing them as just, simple bugs playing in the dirt to recognizing them as legitimate environmental heroes. We'll look at the biology to figure out exactly how these little guys operate as nature's ultimate ecosystem engineers. Here's our agenda for the day. 1. Nature's ecosystem engineers. 2. The 4 R's of vermicomposting. And 3. Choosing your perfect earthworm. Let's get to it.
Part 1. Nature's ecosystem engineers, the underground architects. So the secret to their whole architectural superpower? It boils down to a process called bioturbation. See, earthworms don't just sit there in the dirt. They're actively, constantly mixing it up. As they move around, they're dragging vital organic matter from the surface way down into the lower layers of the soil. And then, in return, they cycle all that mineral-rich soil right back up to the top. It's this continuous mixing that fundamentally improves the actual structure of the earth we walk on every single day. Now, the really crucial point here is that they possess 3 distinct, almost mechanical superpowers that optimize soil for plant growth. Number 1 is burrowing. As they tunnel, they're carving out these complex networks of large and small pores. This aeration boosts oxygen exchange and lets water soak in, which is huge for reducing erosion and stopping soil from getting waterlogged. Number 2 is casting. And trust me, this is a total game changer we'll get into in just a second. And number 3, organic matter breakdown. By constantly chowing down on organic debris, earthworms drastically speed up decomposition. This pumps up the soil humus and rapidly boosts its nutrient content.
Let's zero in on that second superpower for a moment. Castings, which, is basically just worm manure, but these casts are incredibly rich in organic matter, microorganisms, and natural binding agents. Together, that unique combo creates what we call water-stable macroaggregates. Basically, think of it like a biological glue that literally holds the soil together so it can actually resist erosion. Plus, thanks to these castings and the porous little tunnels they build, they massively improve the soil's ability to hold onto moisture. They are essentially manufacturing the rich topsoil that drives global agricultural productivity. Okay, so we know they can build soil, right? But how can we actually harness those abilities in our own everyday lives? Well, the answer is pretty simple, but profoundly impactful. Earthworms act as natural waste managers that perfectly embody the 4R principle. They don't just build stuff, they process it.
Part 2. The 4 R's of vermicomposting, the hero's mission. This whole waste management mission runs on a really solid framework: recycle, reduce, reuse, and restore. Let's break that down. First, recycle. Earthworms are master converters of organic matter. They digest our household waste, food scraps, cardboard, paper, and convert it into castings packed with nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. That's pretty much the holy trinity of plant nutrients. Second, reduce. By using vermiculture, we're actively diverting solid organic waste away from landfills, actually cutting down the overall volume of trash. Plus, it reduces our reliance on chemical fertilizers. Third, reuse. The castings themselves become this incredibly high-quality soil conditioner, but get this, the growing worm population, the biomass itself, is actually being reused as a high-trend protein source. It is a true circular economy. And finally, restore. These guys literally contribute to land reclamation, helping restore lands that have been completely degraded, ruined, or even contaminated. And beyond that big picture stuff, the micro benefits of vermicomposting are just staggering. Through their natural digestion, earthworms actually reduce the pathogens found in waste. Their processing capabilities are so robust they can handle intense industrial waste, even things like abattoir and sewage sludge, and flip it into nutrient-dense, ready-to-use fertilizer. And while they're doing all this, they leave behind these specialized mucus-lined channels known as the drilosphere. What that means for you is a massive, massive boost in fertility and root growth for literally whatever you decide to plant in your garden. Part 3. Choosing your perfect earthworm. Recruiting your hero. Okay, but before you run out and start digging up your yard, we really need to establish a critical biological distinction here: epigeic versus anacheic worms. Epigeic species are surface dwellers. They actually prefer living directly inside organic waste rather than deep in the soil,
which makes them absolutely essential for composting. Anichaic worms, on the other hand, are your standard deep-burrowing garden worms. Do not, and I repeat, do not invite them to a compost bin party. They just won't survive the crowded, high-moisture, high-temperature conditions of a bin setup. It's not their scene.
So which epigeic worm is the right one for you? Well, it really depends on your specific setup. If you live in a cooler climate and you're looking for a larger outdoor system, or hey, if you just want some excellent fishing bait, European Nightcrawlers are a fantastic choice. If you're in a warmer, tropical climate and need really high-efficiency processing, you'll want to go with African Nightcrawlers. And for super fast-acting processing in a warm, moist environment, Indian blues are the way to go. But if you just want a worm with a wide temperature tolerance to tackle your standard household kitchen waste, there's a very clear winner.
Red wigglers, also known as Eisenia fetida. They are absolutely the top choice for beginners, hands down. Whether you're setting up a little indoor bin or an outdoor one, they absolutely thrive on regular kitchen waste. They adapt beautifully to temperature swings, they reproduce incredibly fast, and honestly, their efficiency in breaking down organic waste is completely unmatched for small-scale household setups.
Which brings us to our final thought for this explainer. We've seen exactly how they engineer the soil through bioturbation. We've seen how they're basically waste management powerhouses perfectly executing the 4 Rs, and you now know exactly which species to recruit for the job. So the only question left is, how are you going to put this hidden, completely untapped workforce to work in your own backyard? Just think about the kitchen scraps you probably threw away today and imagine transforming them into literally the world's best structural soil. It's wild, right? And it's all happening right beneath our feet.